Recording started.
I've done Telegraph. That's Telegraph. Cross Highway 1. Old Colchester Road. Colchester. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that name in a long time. Colchester. Jamie Rex Stables. Gunston Elementary. Ah, okay. Oh, there's a park down there. I remember that. Okay. All right. We will check on them. And, oh. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, Finkel here. Vincent. I gotta go check on a buddy that no one's heard from in a while. And he's not answering calls or texts or emails. By the way, I'm just getting out of the vet center. If you're struggling with the transition from military to civilian life in many forms, I highly recommend vet centers. They keep you anonymous. But I think I'll kill two birds with one stone. I know you're going to say I'm yelling at the clouds or whatever, but my day is already getting busier than I anticipated. But I have questions. I have questions for you too. By the way, I just left the vet center. I'm also 319. Keep that in mind. $3.19, and that Exxon's a little more expensive than most around here. I think the most expensive gas I've seen in the area is right over there by the Watergate in DC. $3.19 for regular, $4.09 for Supreme, at a higher than average Exxon. Yesterday, I saw $2.90. That was interesting. Oh yeah, Vet Center, Veterans for Responsible Leadership. The veterans I hung out with on January 6th. Most of my former coworkers from the Navy and from the Army that I've maintained contact. I get it, it's not a lot. So this is anecdotal. A lot of people are wondering, why are veterans on active duty for Trump? In my anecdotal experience, most of us are opposed to Trump, especially Veterans for Responsible Leadership. But there's veterans that go both ways. Out of the, I think 13 in that class, 2 of them did not give a fuck, and 1 is absolutely positively 100% for Trump. The rest of us are like, what the fuck happened? That was a big part of the conversation today. And where is, okay, I'm not going to say his name out loud. So we have questions, political questions, YouTube questions. I was going to do a live stream last night. The Alexandria, Arlington, Fairfax County area had a files-wide area outage last night. It also screwed me out of an opportunity for some free overtime. That's where I have one of those coworkers calls out at the last minute, and when he called out, I have an opportunity to cover him for extra money. There were no company issues last night, so as a major incident management, there was nothing to do except for collect on the overtime. But I couldn't, because I couldn't even log on because of the files wide area outage. So pussies. In the lobby, not in the class itself. In the lobby, we had a exciting conversation about why are Ohioans and other red state people and other blue state people who live in red state areas. Why are they such pussies when it comes to inflation? Back to that gas sign I just saw. What was it? $3.19 a gallon. Everyone brought up the Vance TV ad where he's standing in front of a egg part of the grocery store where they were advertised for like $3 a dozen. He's holding up a 2 dozen carton, and he's bitching and complaining that eggs are $4 a dozen. Y'all are pussies. The fact of the matter is, in the Biden years, the entire world saw inflation. The modern nation with the lowest inflation was the United States of America under Biden. To the eggs thing, we had a discussion. I learned that eggs are, in the blue state of California, most parts, about $6 a dozen. Come on, Ohio, why are you crying about $4 eggs when it's really $3 eggs? Okay, what was the other number? In the Bay Area, which is also very, very blue of California, Bay Area, they are $7.90 for 12 eggs. Almost $8. In Great Britain, they're the equivalent, I mean, you're converting pounds, they're an equivalent of $8.50 a dozen eggs. Across the channel in France, they are $12 for a dozen. That's why in French they say one is a neuf. One is a neuf. That was funny. One is a neuf. Yeah, inflation has been interesting. So have pay raises. The best 3 non-promotional pay raises I've seen in my lifetime were the last 3. I'm talking about pay raises where I didn't get promoted and I didn't get a new job, new company. Just staying with the same position, same company, getting a bigger pay raise and a bigger pay raise and a bigger pay raise right here where I work now. I should say we're employed, it's not really work. And that's pretty much average across the country. So while you're complaining that gasoline is $3.19 a gallon here in Northern Virginia, and I'm sure it varies depending on where in America you are, $3.19. What are they paying in England? Well, you know, I realize, do they do liters? I don't do the gallons or liters. But if you break it down, it's like $10 a gallon. The gasoline prices in the Reagan years, what we're making now per what we're paying now, it'd be the equivalent of about $4 a gallon during the Reagan years. With inflation during the Bush years, we did see a peak at $5 a gallon. But yeah, I get it. Local or perceptive economics, when you go to the store and you pay $4 for a dozen eggs or over $3 for a gallon of gas, your rents are higher, everything's higher. But so is your income. And unless you're like on a fixed income, I get it, it's harder for if you're on a fixed income, I'd suggest you get a job. All right, but that's, yeah, okay. All right, I'm just rambling. But I also have questions about, this is Telegraph. I have questions about YouTube. I couldn't get on YouTube last night and play. Over 1 year later, some numbskull out there sent nudes to internet dudes. Yeah, I'm still on the line there. Over a year ago. Those pictures are still floating around and still being commented on. A lot of YouTube channels are still obsessed about hairy nipples and stained mattresses and gray bras. I get it. It's gross. Why are we going on and on and on and on about it? Get a life, man. Oh, speaking of which, gents sitting on toilets during live streams. Hasn't been a year, but why are we going on and on and on and on about it? Oh, by the way, they seem to have stopped so much. I saw a comment last night. Anyway, there's a YouTube character who I only knew as a chatter for a long time. I'm not going to say his name, but before the internet outage last night, I forget what time, I'm just bored, sit in front of my computer, bring up the YouTube, and I click on the live tab where you can see all the channels that are live at the moment. And I saw this guy I formerly knew as a chatter. I'm like, oh, he's got a channel and he's got a live stream. Interesting. So I went to check it out. I kind of feel bad. I kind of picked on the guy. It didn't take long to figure out there are aspects to this person that really, it makes me ashamed that I ever made fun of him. And I think a bunch of other people too. A while back I noticed people were being friendlier to him, and I thought, here we go again. They're pretending they're nice to dupe him. I stepped back from that. Apparently they're actually being nice because, well, he doesn't really rate being mean to. So I respect some of the folks I've gone after for having enough decency to step back. Except for one jackass. He's still bringing up the toilet thing. All right, man. All right, enough about that. But as long as we have questions about YouTube, I saw someone play a snip of someone playing a snip of someone playing a snip. Why? I'm not making fun of $200 being a lot of money in your economic situation. You earn what you're getting. You're living off what you're getting. You're living within your means. $200 now. I'm in Northern Virginia, where $120,000 is lower middle class. So $200 doesn't seem like a lot of money to me. I get it. There are parts of the country and economic bubbles where $200 is a lot of money. But going on that scale where $200 is a lot of money, why? Why would you tip a waitress $40? And the question is, if a waiter, not a waitress, if a waiter gave you the same quality service, would you tip him $40? What is your motivation in a world where $200 is a lot of money, where you tip someone for a meal $40? I get it. Ruth's Chris. Did you go to Ruth's Chris? No. $40 could be 20%, 25%. I usually go 25% myself. Male, female. If the service is mediocre, maybe 20%. If the service is shitty, 15%. But never like something on the scale of, I don't know, Denny's, IHOP, a $20 meal. Why would you tip $40? What is your motivation? Especially in a world where $200 is a lot of money. I don't get it. I don't get it. Let me see. That's Colchester up there. I want to be in the straight lane. Okay. Richmond Highway. Oh, this is cool. All right. I used to go that way. Okay. Cool. Let's see. Turn left. Got it. Okay. What was I talking about? Bras, toilets. Oh, $200. $40 tip. Yeah, okay. The markets. The markets are down a little bit today, at least this morning before I left. Since about 8 months into the Biden administration, consistently, my portfolio, the markets in general, the Dow, the NASDAQ, consistently, since about 6 months after the Trump bamboozle, the markets have been higher than any time during the Trump administration. I get it when you first say, hey, the market's doing great now. Well, yeah, we're not in COVID anymore. Before COVID struck, at the peak of Trump's era markets, it was not as high as 6 months into the Biden administration, and it kept getting better. There were days that we lost 300 points on the Dow during Biden. And even at the bottom of that 300-point loss, it's still higher than any time during Trump. For a short spell after the election, the markets continued up. New records. As every few days there's a new record. NASDAQ, Dow Jones, whatever. There's a new record. There was one a day or two after Election Day. Immediately, Trump, who has no power or impact on the markets, no power, he gets credit. By the way, Trump doesn't take office until January 20th. The smooth transition of power, the absence of a violent January 6th, on January 20th, Trump will start impacting the markets. Actually, about 6 months. I mean, it takes an administration, a policy, 4 to 6 months to really start taking effect. So, yeah, it's kind of weird that Trump gets credit for something that's been consistently on the upward trends. This is pretty. Oh, fuck you all. Yay, Trump, the markets are up. Fuck Trump. Trump has no impact on the markets. Maybe speculation. There is some impact of speculation. But there's nothing unusual about a day or two after Election Day as the last three and a half years. Up a little, down a smidge, up a little, down a smidge, up a little, up a little, up a little, down a smidge. We're doing good. We're doing good now. But I would like to check in a year or two. How much are those eggs? What is your portfolio? How much is a gallon of gas? What did we see? $3.19 there. I saw one place $2.90 yesterday out there by Anita's and that Chick-fil-A out there in Chantilly. Hold on a second. Is this? Need a road sign. Should have used GPS. God damn it. Where is he? The elementary school. Okay, Gunston Elementary. Okay, got it. Okay. Markets, yeah. Okay. What else do I want to cover? Mason. Okay, cool. What's going on in YouTube world? Fuck politics. Yeah, we voted, we lost. America's fucked. Hey, if America really is fucked, let's face it, we had, 240, 250 years? We had a pretty good run. A better run than most great democracies. I heard that. Who said we're not a democracy or a republic? Did you vote? If you voted, you know damn well we are both. We vote for people who choose things. We vote for people who choose people. The electoral college system. I didn't really vote for Kamala Harris. I voted for a slate of electors who would pick Kamala Harris. And unfortunately, it's not enough. Mr. Trump's electors will win the day. But I didn't vote directly for Kamala Harris. That is just my preference, telling my state legislator who should we pick for our electors. The electors will actually choose. That's where we are a republic. where are we a democracy? I also voted directly, where my vote goes directly to two policies. One was to borrow money for the schools, and one was to change a veteran status policy. That's here in Virginia. Wherever you are, there's probably a ballot measure. Where's Florida? Now, a little bit shy of a democracy in Florida. A democracy would be majority rules. Florida, 57% of the people, that's a beautiful home. Wow. 57% of the people voted to legalize a woman's right to medical privacy. Yeah, that's code for abortion. That's a majority. But because, Florida's not a real democracy, they're just part of a bigger democracy, they needed 60%. That's one of the things that confused me. The same 57% who voted to legalize abortion voted for Trump. Voted for Trump's electors, I'm sorry. Yeah, go figure. The one thing the right is correct about is a deficiency in our education system. I believe, like the Postal Service, the Postal Service, the Springfield Gunston. Okay. What was I just talking about? I can't remember. Shit, I lost it. Okay. That's all right. Part of the problems with the education system from that's the same thing with the ACA, our education system, the Postal Service. The right sabotages it enough that it's less than perfect, and then they get to attack it based on what they've sabotaged it on. The good news is, one of the things Trump's going to do is enforce a really, really old law that says you can't send lewd things through the United States Postal Service, the Federal Postal Service. Well, the right has attacked the Postal Service so much for so long that we have some very strong commercial competitors. UPS, DHL, FedEx. Is FedEx federal or not? I don't know. But the United States Postal Service, if they get their way, will no longer be able to send abortion pills in the mail. Well, UPS is not the mail. DHL is not the mail. These competitors to the United States Postal Service is not the Federal Postal Service. Good job, guys. That law will fail if you could even enact it in the first place. They did the same thing to ACA. All the Republicans during Obama said, we'll vote for it if you do this, this, and this. And so Obama caved. Sorry, Obama, you caved. He said, okay, we'll do this, this, and this. And they put it forward. Not a single fucking Republic voted for it. Until it came time to vote it down. Once they realized how popular it was, how effective it was, how good it was, they failed to vote it down. I remember the famous, the veteran who got caught, what's his name? McCain. He did this, and that scuttled the, Trump planned to scuttle the ACA. Now that the Republican Congress is going to be... Well, I don't know what the hell I just did. I was transferring front, rear, and cabin video snips to come in 3-minute groups from memory card to computer, and somewhere I missed a couple files. Anywho, got to my buddy's house. He wasn't there. A neighbor was. Neighbor's been watching the house, changing lights and all that every few days. Everything is okay. Forgot where I am in my rant, but we'll pick it up after I left my buddy's house. All right, good news and bad news. The good news is my buddy is apparently okay. He wasn't home. No family members home. Neighbor saw me banging on the door and came to let me know. The neighbor is watching the house. Our buddy is in England on vacation. Well, he's not around. Yeah, I don't know why he's not answering his text. I don't know. When I took my phone to Yellowknife Canada, I upgraded my calling and texting plan to include Canada. Maybe he didn't do that for England. I don't know. But he is alive, well, and last heard from by his neighbor last night. And the bad news is he's got a Trump Vance flag. Okay, that's 3. No, 2, 1, 2. I lost count now. There are a few of our veteran friends who are Trump Vance. Speaking of Trump pansies, in my previous rant, I forgot a man with a stop sign. Okay. Oh, who says go slow? JJ, there's your sign. Slow. Okay, Trumpanzee. Oh, spider dog. Alright, I was kind of wrong. Didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Don't really want to give him the time of day, except for right now I'm driving and I got nothing better to do until I get from A to B. So I'll go ahead and commentate on spider pussy, spider monkey, spider dog. That's it, yeah, spider dog. Had some very good news, very good news the other day. And even people who don't like me much kind of articulated shared rejoicement in my good news. Not really my good news, but someone close to me good news. And Spider Dog later on commented, well, I lost my empathy for your good news. Like, Spider Dog, I don't give a fuck what you think. But he opined that he lost his empathy for my good news because I once called him a pedophile. Oh. I didn't remember calling him a pedophile. Well, apparently Spider Dog has a video or two up, and one of them is me calling him a pedophile. Full context, obviously a joke. I don't know Spider Dog from any other YouTube chatter out there. But sometime in the past, I'm reading my comments on a live stream, or maybe recorded stream, I don't remember. But yeah, I did say it. Spider Dog, who just responded to my pointing out that he's humping my leg. By the way, a dog, a little bit in heat, will tend to show its affection to a human by dry humping the human's leg. That's what I mean by humping a leg. So Spider Dog, who is responding to the fact that he's humping my leg, he's showing me affection and trying to get some kind of sexual demonstration out of it. His choice, not mine. He calls me a little 7-year-old girl. Isn't that cute? Okay, so joking on the fact that he thinks I'm a 7-year-old girl and he's dry humping me. Do the humor, do the math, figure it out. Why would a grown man dry hump a 7-year-old girl? Okay, it was all a joke. It was such a unimportant joke, I didn't remember doing it. In his comment, he said he lost empathy when he remembered that I called him a PDF file. Translate that. That back and forth joking hurt him, wounded him so bad. Oh my God, Finkel got to me so bad. I can't share in his joy. Gives a fuck with you. I can't share in his joy that someone in his circle is not facing a life-threatening situation. What the fuck, Spider Dog? Get the fuck over yourself. Spider Dog's one of those people who say, I don't get over stuff. What Spider Dog and others like him don't realize, it's not that I'm not getting over it, it's that I occasionally respond to your fucktardery stupid ass. I don't care if you share in my rejoicement that somebody you've never met does not have cancer. Fuck you. I really don't give two fucks. Because I know your opinion is worth nothing more than something to laugh at. That's all the value of your opinion is. Something, I can't have empathy. All right, enough about Spider Dog. And I'll bet he didn't really care about the fate of our friend who is perfectly alive and well. And there were some opinions maybe he's struggling with the election result. According to his flag, I would say he's very happy with the election result. When he comes back, I'm going to have a little talk with him. All right. I'm in a neighborhood called Gunston Hall, and I'm going to get back to my normal stomp the way I'm familiar with. We had a nice scenic drive in through Colchester. The story behind Colchester, when I was a kid, about yay high, 5, 6, 7, there was a zoo in England. My father was in the Air Force. He was stationed in England. We lived there. There was a zoo called the Colchester Zoo. And at the time, I don't know if they've done other ones since, at the time, it hosted the only, at the time, known Z-Donkey. It was half donkey, half zebra. It literally had the appearance of half of its body looked like a zebra and half of it looked like a donkey. I kind of forgot about that until when I was reconning the instructions how to get to Dude's house. I saw Colchester. I can't remember the name of the road, but Colchester was the name of the road. I'm like, oh wow, isn't that cool? I don't know the origins of the name Colchester. This is apparently horse country, not zebra or donkey country, but horsies. There's horsies over there. Oh, the back end of a horse. That's JJ, horse's ass. Easy, Vegas, easy, Vegas. You can't do that to these horses. Yeah, all right. Apparently I'm going a little too slow for this guy who's coming up on me fast. All right, what a beautiful day. I should have taken the cameras out today. It's 61 degrees according to the dashboard. It's very sunny. All the leaves are turning brown. The sky is not gray. The sky is a beautiful blue. And Poet Bay Golf Course. All right, fact of madness, there's a golf course right over there. Check it out. I imagine it's a bit of a drive. Gunston Bible Church. Okay. Speed limit 25. Oh, on school days. Okay. What else did I want to address yesterday? Verizon. I'm mad at Verizon. They screwed me of an opportunity for overtime last night. An easy opportunity. Elementary school. What's today? Today's Tuesday. Okay. Elementary school is back in session. A lot of the schools were closed yesterday for Veterans Day. Old Colchester. That's it. That's where I came from. This is the way I'm going back. Also scenic, but there's some things I want to do that would make this route better. I have a song to dedicate to the Trumpansies who just won election. Have you seen the beggar piggies in their starched white shirts? You will find for bigger piggies, how does that song go? Clutching forks and knives to eat their bacon. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Hey, 7-Eleven. I'm going to go in there and get some junk that I don't really need. And stop talking shit about, what's his name? Spider monkey, spider dog, spider pussy, whatever. $40 tips and here we go. Cheerio, motherfuckers. Cherry the fucko.